Welcome back to the final episode of our Dodge Ram 1500 detailing series. This truck has come a long way since we first introduced it to the channel, and in my downtime, I've continued to improve the look of this truck to make it look more like a truck. New wheels and tires courtesy of Mamba wheels, 4th gen front bumper conversion, a 2.5-inch leveling kit on this thing, as well as a lot of other small things that have really brought this truck all together. I think it looks pretty damn good if I say so myself, and what we want to do is bring you guys along for the first wash after being ceramic coated. We have made a ton of ceramic coating vehicles, but we've never shown you the final results or what to expect after getting ceramic coated. So we're going to be washing this thing today, and then also following up with some C2V3 to make sure that C1 and EXO combination looks better than ever. Let's get started. All right, to get this thing started, we are doing wheels and tires first, believe it or not, finally, right? And so these are the wheels that I got from Mamba M22s. They have a really cool concave look and I really like them. They've been coated in Gtechniq C5, so I'm assuming they're gonna be very easy to clean. And these tires here are actually used tires that I picked up off a 2019 Rubicon, but these do need a deep clean because I can already see some browning happen. So for this, we're gonna be using two different forms of brake buster. We're gonna be using the IK Foam Pro 2 with brake buster at 10:1 on the face of the wheel, and we're going to be using brake buster straight on the tires themselves and really agitating those to loosen up all of that browning. So we're going to knock out the wheels first and then move on to the paint. All right, guys, and welcome to the main event. It is finally time to wash the semi-gloss finish on my Dodge Ram 1500. Now, if you're new to the channel or don't remember, my Dodge here was coated in Gtechniq C1 and topped with EXO. So this thing should be extremely hydrophobic. Water beading, water sheeting, all the good stuff that we want to see. So for this, I'm going to be using Gtechniq's G-Wash as they recommend for their coating line, and I'm going to be using our new and improved wash mitt and wash pad from the Rag Company. This wash mitt I'm extremely excited about because the inside of this actually has a twist loop liner. It's gonna be kind of hard to see on camera here, but this is going to make sure that this wash mitt isn't going anywhere in your hand and feels pretty damn good. So we're gonna be giving this a wash. We're gonna be doing a foam cannon, a pre-wash, I guess you could say. So we're gonna be rinsing the car first, hitting it with the foam cannon. You'll be able to see that most of this foam probably won't stick to this truck, and I am okay with that. Then from there, going into a bucket wash and getting this all cleaned up. Once we rinse it from there, we're gonna be wheeling it into the studio and then topping it with C2V3 on both the paint and the wheels. So let's get to foaming. Guys, this is wild. I can't believe that. Keep in mind, guys, this is single stage paint. I mean, this is not a clear coated paint. This is single stage, and the properties of this is, yeah. Man, let's just say I'm glad I did this, right? On this old truck, especially, it's me and my new beater, right? I'm gonna be driving this in the wintertime. This makes all the difference in the world in terms of ease of clean, and it's just awesome. All right, time for the mitt. Let's do it. just finished rinsing off the truck, and holy crap, this thing is hydrophobic. I'm basically giving that credit to the EXO. I think the C1 is obviously the base layer, but the EXO's hydrophobic properties are just insane. It's crazy. And so you can put EXO on top of CSL, you can put it on C1, you can also use EXO as a standalone, and basically it's just a very slick hydrophobic layer that lasts roughly a year to 2 years, which is pretty cool. And you can put EXO on top of CSL, you can put it on C1, basically getting you more longevity out of your coating in general. So I mean, I'm looking at 5 years of protection on this thing, which is pretty crazy. And so with all the beads on here, with all the water still on here, we're gonna be using C2V3 as our drying aid along with the Liquidator drying towel. Now just to show you just a quick example here on this fender, it's really simple, guys, don't overthink this. So C2V3, I got the the beer can Dan version is what I like to call this thing. This is the plus size bottle. We're just gonna be doing a couple sprays on the fender, and what you can do as well is you can fold your towel, however you like to fold it, scrunch it, do whatever, and then give it a couple sprays into the towel too. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna prep the towel and give a little C2V3 love to that as well. Taking our towel, going over our area, and drying it in, and you'll notice how slick this stuff feels. I mean, and that's it, guys. I mean, again, semi-gloss finish on this this Dodge Ram here, but I'm still pretty happy with it. So we're gonna be going through the entire car, drying everything off, covering it in C2V3, and I'm gonna be using C2V3 on the glass, the front bumper, all the chrome, the headlights, pretty much everything, and even including the wheels, because everything being ceramic coated, it needs a ceramic coating topper to promote the longevity of it. And I like to tell people, if this is a 5-year coating, you continue to top up the C2V3, God knows how long this thing's gonna last. And so, like I said, I don't even know if I'm gonna have this for 5 years, but at least the next owner or whoever owns it after me is gonna have a very protected truck. So with that said, let's get to drying. All right, guys, so I hit C2V3 on all the paint work. It feels awesome. It is so slick, it is so smooth. Freshly coated car is what it feels like, man. It feels awesome. So I think it's always something to look forward to, is that following up wash after you coat the car, because that's where you're gonna get all of that tactical feedback, that slickness, that smoothness, that gloss. And it always seems like adding the topper after a wash is really the cherry on top, right? And so basically putting some more C2V3 on, it's good stuff. So I'm gonna be applying C2V3 to the wheels too, since these are coated in C5. It's really easy. These wheels are still kind of wet. If you want, you can blow them dry, you can dry them off and then do this. It's just kind of up to you. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 3 sprays there, a couple sprays into my towel, and then just go through. And then what I'll probably end up doing is blowing out the lugs and basically blow drying anything that I missed with the towel. But I just want to apply the C2V3 in this drying step to make sure I'm getting even coverage. All right, guys, so it's time for the cherry on top. We're using the T2 tire dressing from Gtechniq, and we're actually gonna be brushing this on to my used KO2s here, but I think it's gonna bring them back to life and give them some good deep look. And so for this, it's pretty easy, right? Most of the time, we're gonna be applying a tire dressing with like a microfiber applicator or a sponge applicator. In this case, I wanna apply it with a brush because I'm gonna be able to get through all these different grooves on the tread here and really get that to give it a universal look. And so I'm gonna kind of do a 50-50 here to show you kind of the before and after, but I think it's gonna adhere pretty well. These tires could have used a little more scrubbing. They're a little brown still, but you know, hey, next time I'll go a little harder in the paint, or should I say rubber. Okay, that's enough bad jokes for today. So for this, taking my Detail Factory boar's hair brush, putting a little bit of the gel into this, and we're gonna start it about right there. And so basically I call this Bob Rossing it, right? So we want these tires to be pretty happy, right? We're painting some happy tires, but you can see this stuff spreads really easily. I mean, you don't need a whole lot, and a little goes a long way. And I find that the boar's hair brush does a better job. You don't want to use the ultra soft brush on this and waste that really, really nice brush on something this grungy. So just going through the tread pattern like this, and this will give you a really good finish. And so I'm laying it on relatively thick, and what's kind of cool too is that you have more control going around the rim, right? So when you're doing this by a brush, you'll be able to get into all the kind of grooves and all the different, the letters and stuff. And typically with an applicator, you're getting a lot of you're getting overspray or over gel or over product onto the wheel, and it makes another job where you have to go back through and clean everything up. And so this just makes it a little bit easier. It's a little more time consuming, but it will give me an overall better finish. So I'm gonna do a 50-50 so you guys can see what it looks like. All right, and so if you don't want the overly shiny look, you're going for more of that new tire look, you can knock it down. So I'm gonna knock it down just a little bit here and just kind of spread it out, get rid of any of those brush strokes that Bob Ross put in. And just gonna go back through. And I'm lightly rubbing this. I'm not taking any pressure to this. I'm just going back over this super light just to kind of spread it in. And I feel like the finish just looks a lot better doing it this way, in my opinion. All right guys, and that is a wrap. I've had a ton of fun making this detail series on my new to me Dodge Ram 1500, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed the process as well. This thing looks a hell of a lot better, and it's pretty cool to know how protected it is with the Gtechniq line. Now in the future, I'll probably tint the windows and do a couple other small things, maybe fix the dash and maybe even add a stereo to this, but overall I'm extremely happy with the way this thing looks and rides and sounds. So as always guys, if you guys like this video and like this detail series, make sure you give us a big thumbs up, subscribe down below for more, and stay tuned for more videos right here at The Rad Company.